Good afternoon, everybody. I am Isiah, Yazzie, and we are here at the 57th legislative session. I am here with
Augustine, Montoya. It's a pleasure to see you all.
And so the reason we're here with Augustine is he's going to be our correspondent for the Roundhouse, the 30-day legislative session. So we'll be coming to him every Friday to catch up on what has passed, what has died, and just the drama of the Capitol.
Thank you guys so much for having me here. It's an exciting 57th legislature. Let's get it started.
Let's get on in there. Awesome, Augustine. Thank you for being here. We know a lot of things that old people have up for us younger people, and this can be a quick hot seat. Okay,
Yes,
is
sir.
there any way, any legislation that is going to save us from this environmental doomsday that is literally upon us?
I think that this is one of the heaviest hitting topics for youth, especially here in the state of New Mexico, is environment. Because we're so reliant on big oil and big gas, so there are a couple of things coming through. Quickly, it's going to be the House Joint Resolution 4, which is the Environmental Rights Constitutional Amendment, or the Green Amendment. That's going to require the state, municipalities, and counties to act as trustee, and also it prevents from monetary damages. So what it does is it requires the state and all these other government entities to actually take action. We also have in House Bill 84, I believe it is, check out nmlegis.gov, changes to the Oil and Gas Act. So there are going to be some really interesting pieces of legislation, really interesting committee hearings talking about really getting at the heart of this climate change issue.
Okay, awesome. And you'll be tuned in for those, right, as our correspondent?
Yeah, I will be there.
Awesome. So every Friday, remember to tune in and we'll get an update here at the Roundhouse. Another issue that is so big, I mean, a lot of my friends, even myself, have the hardest time. We even stay with each other sometimes and become roommates, even though we've all pulling our hair out. But rent control, what are we gonna do about rent control?
Oh my gosh, well, as you know, houses aren't two raspberries in a pie anymore. You gotta pay taxes too.
Yeah.
So one of the big things for me that I seen come through this year was House Bill 25, which is an anti-discrimination bill. It's an amendment to the Human Rights Act that is gonna change what's actually able to be discriminated against. And I say that because there are things that skirt around the Human Rights Act sometimes, but now you can't discriminate against anybody if this passes for source of income. And in addition to that, you also are going to be able to sit down and look at more affordable housing bills, because not only is it a budget item, there are also House bills substantiating it.
Okay, awesome. And so you're saying for rent control, people who are on like assisted living can buy homes now? Because I know New Mexico, if you're on a social security program or something, most people will push you away to buy a home. But is that part of what's being proposed right now? Is that
measure.
That measure, yes.
So one of the big things that I really like about House Bill 25, which is sponsored by Kathleen Cates, is going to be the fact that what that source of income is. So that source of income includes any legal source of income. You cannot discriminate. One of the big questions I got about it was, does this apply to, private sellers rather than these big corporations? It does, but the problem is that we're also going to have to look at the enforcement side of this, because it could just be the courts, and I don't want young people to be discouraged from buying homes. Because again, I don't have enough raspberries anymore.
I don't even have any raspberries. And what's another one? Student loan debt. I know a lot of students are drowning in student loan debt. Thankfully, I dropped out
In time,
and I don't have that much student loan debt. But like if I have student loan debt, if people who are graduating, are there any bills for that?
Yeah, so there are a couple of different student loan debt bills that are coming through, one of them sponsored by Representative Christine Chandler.
Okay.
And that bill is going to be very interesting. If you guys want to find out more, because I haven't been able to delve into the legislation myself, please feel free to check me out at Augustine for New Mexico. We'll get a little bit deeper into it. And then in addition to that, you can also go to the nmlegis.gov website. Everything's pre-filed.
Okay.
So what that means is that there are still amendments to be made. It still has to go through the peer review process, which sometimes is lengthy, crazy, and long, because it's not Schoolhouse Rock anymore. It's a little bit more complicated.
Yes, makes a lot of sense. And our last issue, like I said, a lot of older people who are running New Mexico have put us on like these different situations. And I say one way that they can, pay it back to us and say, oh, we're sorry for this, is allowing Roundhouse raves.
You didn't know that those happen?
Wait, say that again?
You didn't know that those happen?
There's round.
Yeah.
I
thought I was
didn't
the only one in the know. Oh. Well, if you didn't know, they happen. So we just need to get a house memorial, I guess.
Sounds good. And we need to get you all interested in voting. Do you even know where the Capitol's at? Do you even know where the Roundhouse or rave would be if you had the option to come? Well, if you don't, stay tuned. We'll have Augustine as a correspondent for the whole 30-day legislative session. So we will keep you updated every Friday, letting you know if the bills have passed, if they have died, where they're all at in the whole process of it. So stay tuned.